Hi y'all. So post-op update. I am completing my second week of a bilateral hysterectomy. That just means the eggs were left and all the other parts had been extracted out of the body. They took it out. My surgery was August the 10th, 2023, and today is August the 21st, if I'm not mistaken. These days are going so fast. So this would make, technically, this would be like the ending of my second week, since the 10th is on Thursday and the 11th is on Friday, so I count like every Friday post-op. So this would be actually the ending of the second week post-op. And I have to tell you guys, I don't want to say this to encourage anyone to do anything other than what the doctor prescribes you to do, or you talk it out and what have you. Everyone has different pain levels. Things are different, you know. I had 2 kids, natural, no epidural. All I had was like an IV running through me. So that's that. I'm not the one that's big on medicine. I got prescribed like 800 ibuprofens and 650 for Tylenol. They even given me some perks, but they only gave you a small amount of perks. And out of all those perks, to be honest, I only probably took 3. Since I was prescribed to them, I just am not, and this is a full bottle, I'm just not a pill taker. I don't like medicine of any kind. I have, however, had these Advil PMs. These are 200 milligrams. In the beginning, I may have taken maybe about, in the very beginning, after the anesthesia and everything wore off, I did take a couple of maybe 3 of these 800s and 3 perks and maybe 3 of the 650. But that was the first 3-4 days. And then since then, I've been like just doing my Advil 200 PMs. Just taking it easy. Eating fruits and vegetables that isn't going to make me gassy, but are high and rich in fiber, nutrients. I did my homework. Things like papaya, you know, cucumber is good on certain times of the day for me. Keeps me well hydrated. Kiwi doesn't kind of upset my stomach. And they said you can try dry apricots. I haven't done that. For protein, I've been like fish, shrimp, and a bit of chicken. I had chicken for the first time yesterday. And vegetables, of course, like squash. I had some squash, carrots, a little bit of cauliflower. I just stay away from broccoli and like the strong, heavy, green leafy stuff. That stuff gives you gas. But needless to say, that's that. And I don't have to take these as much. Let me tell you, I went through these bad boys, and you gotta be careful with these because the stuff they're mixed with. So as you can see, and you need these. I'm sorry, that gas is so profound because the gas that they use to inflate you, just to kind of get to the problem areas to extract it out. They use gas, and anesthesia is a gas. And after the surgery, that gas ain't no joke. But it came in 4 cartridges, right? So as you can see, this is 1 empty cartridge. And there are 2 more cartridges, 3 more. And I used this amount for the second one, and I just grabbed these randomly and just popped one in there, but technically I only went through a cartridge and a half. I, however, needed these because I'm telling you that gas will shoot through your back. It will come up to your freaking throat and then into your chest and stuff. It's serious. You can't get away from that. And for like to help with, you know, laxative, and the reason why I didn't go so hard on these pain medicines, because the gas X and the milk of magnesia, that causes a lot of it causes a disruption. They don't interact very well. Well, everyone's different, but I went for the over-the-counter milk of magnesia. It's kosher, it has the U. It's worked for me. It's great. I don't have any problems with it. I have had some experiences with realizing you can't eat a certain thing after a certain time. If you get hungry at night, grab like some kiwi, blueberry, something settled, because if you eat like some meat, too much meat and stuff like that, for me, gave me heartburn. And of course, you know, your stomach muscles and everything are very, very tender. They're slowly but surely aligning themselves back into position. I had suffered from this condition for a long time, and it's finally taken its toll at the age of being mid-40s. And surgery and things you go through in this lifespan, this time in my lifespan, is very, very serious. So I have been really taking my time. I just gotten some over-the-counter kind of things for the antacids, and I try not to go so hard on these, and I try to pay attention to the time frame and things that I know I can't eat. It took me a few days, but I kind of got an idea after doing some research and stuff. I had a bunch of fruits and vegetables, but some things were just a little too much for me, and these came in handy. And first ingredient on this is cornstarch. It does have some other things in it, that's why I try not to so much, but they help. Just try not to eat late. If you must, try to be careful of perfumes, dyes, aromas around the house. Clean with natural things if you can, with vinegar, just Dawn, lemongrass. You got pest problems, try some cedar wood, stuff like that. Keep things simple and plain. Oh, the scarring. Oh, as far as when you gotta go to sleep, y'all, listen. I get these PMs, baby, and do they help? Yes, they help. If you got other medication, I don't have any psycho drugs. This is just all plain. I'm not prescribed any. I don't have any other underlying illnesses, by the grace of God. But this situation could have killed me, because, you know, I was stubborn, and I was just like grinding so hard, and I'm here by the grace of God. That's all I got to say. The doctor says it was 5 times my uterus. I'm very slim. I've always been slim. This is the thickest I've been BMI wise my whole entire life, and I'm grateful, very grateful. Okay, for scarring, I use the antibacterial soap. I'm still kind of using it. Just, I know it strips away sometimes, but I'm like, I want to make sure the scarring, and I know that the sutures and stuff is on the inside, but I got a bit of stitches like in my tummy, the navel part, but the inside stitches, and the scarring is very minimum. You can't really see it. It's not bad at all. I wish I could show you, but I have a picture. I'll post that later. But the scarring, I decided, I asked around for it, and it was like a lot of people said use cocoa butter, etc. So I got shea butter and the chunky kind, and it has that Buru tutu, and I looked up the medicinal effects of it, and it's a plus, and it's very, very affordable, these things that I got, but they are very effective. It's not breaking a bank. I'm not having any kinds of allergic reactions, thank God. Just taking it easy. It was at times and I felt like I was hungry and I felt like nauseous. But I do fruits. I drink like fruit juices, you know, just like some light things. But I would suggest looking up certain things because everything works differently. Yogurt is also good as well. And I take these, okay, because sometimes I'm not able, for whatever reason, the pain hits different, especially when you're taking them bowel movements. No joke, okay? So I take these alive, which is very great. These are great because it doesn't have all that cookie stuff. It's 1,000 milligrams per serving. Orchid fruits and garden vegetables. It's just a powder form, and I do mainly 1 tablet a day, or if I miss a day, I just, you know, it's because I'm really taking a whole lot of juice and vegetables and stuff like that. But it's mainly just all natural, pretty much, and it works. It kind of gives me that, because your body is trying to repair itself. It needs that nutrients. It needs the extra added attention to its back, you know, to itself. And you don't want to do things to disrupt your colon. You need that colon. So you want to add to the building of your colon and not to tear away the colon wall down. So sodas, sugars, the refined stuff, the processed stuff, try to stay away from that as much as possible. Me, myself, I'm not a big meat eater, but I would say after this kind of surgery, because of the gas intake, just be like careful of the amount of meat that you eat. I would go more poultry, chicken, turkey. If you gotta do red meat, just kind of flex it and don't eat late at night. Don't eat no meats late at night. Oh my God, no. If you get like a urge to wanna, you know, somebody might have a sweet tooth and stuff, I would say try, like, if you can, try to get some yogurt with like blueberries in it, or dice up a small amount of peaches. And what I've been doing is I've been eating small meals, okay? I asked my mom the other day before she left, it's been about a week though, I asked her to make like some spaghetti, like meatballs and stuff like that. And I had like the worst time. I had like the worst heartburn, and only had like a meatball and a half. And the spaghetti sauce was sugar-free and all that. And it was very little bit of spaghetti sauce, and I had the worst time. So definitely wasn't ready for that. So I would say stay away from like the high starchy stuff. So like breakfast, what I'm trying to do, what I have been doing, pineapple, like organic juices, not so much citrusy, but pineapple is good for the enzyme, for your digestive system, to break everything down. I'm looking to get papaya. I can't find papaya in my neighborhood store that's right across the road. So that my kid, when he has to get us, have to travel so far. Sourdough bread, because sometimes I've had some rice cakes. They haven't irritated me, honestly. So I'm thinking if I can get sourdough bread and I do rice cakes. I had the chocolate covered kind of rice cake, and I was able to tolerate that. And then I would put either avocado or peanut butter, natural peanut butter with like honey in it, and natural grape jelly. I would snack on that during the course of the day. And then had some roast beef, nice slices of roast beef, etc. And I would eat that. And then the other day, just yesterday, I kind of made some chicken, stovetop chicken, just like serenaded. What did my son said? Yeah. So like I, did some onions and butter, and I took some rotisserie chicken from the market, and I just rinsed that off, and I just kind of took the flavors from the onion and the butter. I fried it in that, and then I had a servings and a half of Mediterranean vegetable mix. It kind of gave me the gas because I kind of 8 leap. So I do encourage you not to do that. And as I said, you're going to feel a lot of pain. It's going to be a lot of gas and discomfort. Try not to eat late. Try not to eat a bunch of junk food. Stay away from sugars. Oh, and teas. Like a lot of people who say you hear the raspiness in the throat because they put a tube down and etc. As I said, stay up with a lot of, I like the nice 100% juice. I stay up with that. And then I too is like peppermint tea, stress tea, lemon tea with something. Ginger tea is also good for in the morning. Depends on what you like. Just don't overdo it. Try to get some natural honey. I'm running out of honey. I gotta re-up on a few things. So we got a little list that we need to make, and then it's literally like 2 minutes away, and God willing, we'll be able to get all the things I need so that I could kind of go into 3rd, 4th week, because this is technically, like I said, 2nd week post-op for me, completion of the 2nd week, and it's been, but I've been still, I have already got a new assignment on a job, and I've already completed half of what I've been working still. I don't care. I've just been in the bed working. I have not been up doing the more of the hard labor stuff, but I'm still doing some leg work. However, personal issues, let me say this. Ooh, Lord, let me say this to you. Your brain and your intestines is connected. Stay grounded, stay in prayer, be real with yourself. Do not say you're going to have feelings. God has been talking to me. I'm so glad He's merciful and loving. He loves me like He loves each and every last one of us. But closed mouths don't get fed. Okay? I don't know about being chosen or nothing like that. Sometimes I hear the Lord, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm on the minority. Sometimes I'm nice. I'm not perfect, y'all. But I know what I've already experienced, and I know what it did to me when I was at a stage of ignorance, and you get taken advantage of, or maybe I just was too hard-headed. I wasn't listening. Some things I should have known, right? Because I had people in my life trying to teach me about the Bible, but I'm hearing it in your house about the Bible, but when I go home, there's nothing about no Bible, nothing in the house, and there's a whole lot of darkness. So it was just words to me. But I did enjoy the energy of the church. I sat there, I cried, I praised with everybody else. The words I've seen and I heard, so like I've heard those words when I was young, and then now that I've lived through that experience, and I can see the words clear, and they're in my bones, and so I can recognize when I hear the truth. I know when I'm hearing the truth, I know when I'm not, and I'm not lying to myself anymore. Like, you know how sometimes you be so young and eager, you just want things your way, young and restless, Look, despite what anybody tell you, you're just so stubborn. You never check with wisdom. You never think to want to check about what somebody else got to say, because you with somebody, you just know that you know, right? Despite what God says, despite what your neighbor might have said, despite what your mama might have said, or your best friend, or even a cat or dog, you went for what you knew. How would you have known that you might have slept with a low vibrational being, demonic spirit, and you fell in love with it because you just, when you just feel neglected, abandoned, and it's scarcity, and you got that mindset, and you go for one person that just pours all their attention into you. You're not seeing or hearing none of that stuff about you under a roof where it's like there's problems, but it's not every day, and it's like mom and daddy, and you got issues too, but it's like that's all you see coming through the house. Mom and dad and grandma. It wasn't extra strangers. And so you try to, it's not the blame enough, because my mama was here loving on me, helping me the best way she could. Her and I, that's like, she's real down to earth. She's so real. And people gonna have problems. And people came up the way they came up. And guess what? I made some decisions and acted out, and I got out of control too. I didn't care if I was right. When somebody hurt me and I knew I did nothing wrong with them, I didn't have the will to walk away. I'm from the hood, and you don't. It ain't too much walking away. You like, if I love you, I love you. But I never, I never played around with him. I just was like that from the beginning. Okay, but my deliverance, my speech wasn't so honey sweet, you know. Things could have probably turned out differently, but I'm not ever going to take that responsibility on myself, because a man needs to be strong enough to walk away, so should a woman at the end of the day. I'm not wasting the rest of my years judging and living in misery and living in fear. I feel like I know, when you know a person, how all these fucking stories about what's going on in this dating scene with crazy people going crazy over their husbands and wives and shit and all that. Yeah. I look at this stuff and I be like, yo, what did they not have on them throughout all those scenes that you saw that you should? What was missing? That's where I'm at with it. I'm like, ain't no way. Sorry, but no, that's, you know, God is all creator of all things, and if he will provide and he protects. But I don't serve a spooky God, so I'm being mindful. And I slipped up the other day. That person didn't have access to my personal address. Now, mind you, when you have a cell phone and someone has your cell phone number, they can do a lookup on your cell phone number. And if you put your current address in the network with the system, it will show up. If your cell phone number is registered under your name, a legit cell phone number, it will show up in the pages on Google. So he's had it all the while. And then stuff happened to my car. I swear to God, this man sat there and blamed me. He would blame me for the worst of things. And I don't even live, I live 7 hours away, about 7 hours away from him. And I don't even have the means or I can't afford to go down there and waste my time and do a damn thing. It's nothing but cameras everywhere you turn, even on my property. So I'm like, that's just a person that's miserable and that's not happy. And that's a shame. You got a child with that. So keep the stressors, be real, be honest with yourself. And just know that this world is more to offer, has more to offer. This beautiful planet God put us on is, the way that these things is coming about, I feel like I know for a fact this is the time of revelation. Nobody knows the hour or the day, but you need to take heed, you know. And the way that this weatherization is happening, it's a show sign. I know a lot of things is chaotic, but I see it as an opportunity to be a part of the new world, or you're not. Okay, so repentance is good. I don't know anybody's beliefs. I'm not saying you any less. I'm just saying you need to give that love thing a try. And of course, be real, and don't be afraid, because sometimes you do what you gotta do when your back is up against the wall. Just be prepared. I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I am not encouraging nobody to act on violence. I said, equip your mind. Like, you know how to go to work and get a bag. If you the only person in the household, you got kids, you gotta go the extra mile to be able to learn some self-defense. Because even within self-defense, you learn self-discipline, but you get equipped with the right tools. Okay, and then you learn how to think on you know how to think on your toes, because a lot of people just so quick to react when it's like how everybody's running off emotions. Like you ain't even, sometimes you ain't even gotta do nothing to nobody. Somebody could just be high or off their meds, or experiencing some things that's a little bit too much for them to handle. Somebody could have drugged them and did whatever. You just don't know. And if they feel like you still, when you realize somebody, who's for you, you gotta know. You got to know. Like I knew when that person wasn't around anymore that person really wasn't for me. I knew that, but I also knew that I wasn't something that you would play with, because that's the thing I had when you get taken advantage of, and it's a so-called best friend and you're a man, and your man and a child involved, and he disappears with your best friend with your child. That's a whole different, and you don't know where any of them is. That is the scariest thing in life. So I pray for them, but I'd be damned if I let them motherfuckers make me feel any less than what I've been feeling for. And I'm not running with that song. I'm not running with that story. But I will let somebody know if they ever get me mistaken over something as how I am the way that I am. Trust me, I do not care if a man has millions or billions or trillions turn me down. It's just the effect of how I came up in this life. And I've been around people, hustlers know how to make money and had this shit on. I've been around people who's, hustlers OD, died and shit and everything. I've been around people. I've been at my poorest, because I've always had that train of thought that a man was supposed to be the provider of the home. Okay, and when times change, you gotta change your way of thinking, and you gotta stay up with the times. I can't live like this. I can't live thinking that, that this person's going to turn a new leaf. Nope, no. That person will do what they need to do for what they value, or who they value. Okay, for whatever it's worth. You see things for what they are. Stop lying to yourself. Be honest with yourself. All the things you wanted with that person, if it's still in you and it's something you really truly wanted, then you was truly genuine in your intentions. Just stick with it. You'll find somebody else. This love thing is a real thing. You gotta believe in it. If you don't believe in it, then it's not gonna come your way. And I don't want to abuse nobody that I know is gonna love me and treat me well. And I got some stuff going on with me. I'm not mistreating no good person, because I don't want to be mistreated. I got some stuff that's going on with me. If that person can't afford, where to meet me, to know where I'm at right now in this healing stage, they don't have the peoples to say, this man could say, let's go to prayer and find it. I don't want nobody trying to sit up and act like they can do on their own. You can't. Right? But I've taken the initiative. What I've done in the midst of the sorrow and everything, I said, I'm not clear on my thoughts. This has never happened to me before. This is a child that's involved. I don't want this to, it fucks me up, but I don't want it to fuck me up so much to the point where I'm not able to heal. So I took the initiative to start getting into programs with other women who were experiencing the same things. They had children. We all had children the same age, and we were able to speak our truths and not be afraid to do it and receive counseling. And I have done that since my youngest was 2-3 years old, and it has been a consistent thing all the way up to this age, and he is about 21, turning 21. I have stayed in practice of counseling and therapy all the way up until that point, and I have joined in plenty of programs geared towards healing, child rearing, homekeeping, I've done my part. People don't know that part about me. In the midst of that domestic stuff, I did that. It wasn't no just being and no freaking and not participating. It was an option, but I participated and I learned. And then, you know, the nicest thing about it was, as I transitioned into a stage of independency, the sisters at the program, we kept in touch. After a while, we kind of fell off because I just kind of got goose. I left out of Philadelphia, and then, but when I left out of Philadelphia, I joined another women's group up in the central Pennsylvania. Like, I'm still in Pennsylvania, but I left out of Philadelphia like 10 years ago. But still, I still connected and was still in a women's support group all that time. No one knew that. I still traveled back and forth to Philadelphia for about half of the time. I'm still out of Philadelphia, but I still traveled back and forth. It was like every couple of weeks because I guess what they call it, separation anxiety, whatever. I wasn't at his door, and then all that stuff wasn't happening. I tried moving on, and that just went south. It was just a same spirit in a different body, and I really had to realize that I was attracting the same type of man, the same spirit in a different body, and I said, I gotta stop. I gotta be real with myself. Because it's easy to walk away in the beginning when you realize them red flags, as opposed to 6 months down the line and then damn. Because that's all it really takes. Honestly, you get with the wrong one nowadays, oh my God, no. Okay, so I have taken on the responsibility of just sharpening up my mind. Joining in with some coachings, you know, relationship wise, because once after you do the healing on that side, you gotta, you know, you make sure the kids are straight throughout the whole entire thing. But then you gotta get relationship coaching, because finding someone out here in this day and time is different. And you gotta make sure you're ready, you know, and you gotta make sure that people are gonna say some things, and there's gonna be triggers, and how you know, handle things appropriately as a grown person, as an adult. You know, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna learn still, but it's not gonna be so to the point where damn it costs you everything, harm's way, your children, stuff like that. And you're gonna learn to let it go, and you're gonna learn that honesty is the best policy. But that honesty with telling someone that you mean it and mean what you say. But also understand, if you got children by these persons, I'm sorry, you're just going to have to be smart. You got to stay in the network of people. You cannot do this thing on your own. You try doing this shit on your own, somebody going to end up, it's going to be terrible. I tried doing it on my own. It was terrible. It was like, you know, life-threatening shit. And then when I realized the power behind numbers. And you just gotta be honest. It's nothing to be ashamed of. You want your life, you want your children's life. Even if your children don't live with you or whatever, they live with the other parent, and their other parents live with you, so what? That don't mean nothing. It's a different day and time. But people not playing no more about that kind of stuff. It's been people tired of grieving, all kinds of stuff. But you gotta be honest. Like, you know, oh, I slipped up. I just had surgery. I was in here literally feeling like I was going to die. I mean, I'm not a medicine person. I was worried about my kid. I just wanted to make sure if I was going to go back in the hospital, if I was going to be real sick, that I could see his face and say, you know, that I love him, and let him know that, you know. But that turned out to be something. And guess what? Even in the midst of me being sick I was already done anyway before the surgery. Before that. But a person will try to find an opportunity to come in your life to play on you the way that they've been playing on you, because they don't get it in their head, you know. And it's not for you to try to show a lesson. It's for you to wisen up and say, it's time I changed my behavior. I've already tried changing his, It never worked. You know, it's a lesson that I learned when I was younger in his absence, in the absence of each other. I'm not even nowhere close to the same person. I understand there is a bond between us because of a child, and I understand that the love I have for a person, if it's true love, it just doesn't go nowhere. But at the end of the day, you gotta guard your heart. That's what the Spirit told me. So he can't get none of this. He can't get none of that. And if he changed for the better, then glory be to God. And I pray he change for the better for the person that he's with. Because it ain't no coming back to me. And it ain't no me being moved off of none of that sucker shit he be trying to bring my way. No more of that. And it wasn't about having to go through all this because it's a man. I'm telling you, the game gets no cold. It gets no older, but it gets colder. And you talking about a person that put a ring on your finger, proposed to you. I don't trust nobody with that shit. I'm sorry, Lord, forgive me. I don't trust no man with that marriage stuff. That's facts. I still think marriage and the unity of marriage, when it's true, it's some real ones out there. It is the most beautiful thing in life. And even when it's about business, I say, well, at least they honest with each other and they ain't going upside each other's fucking head. They know what they get married for. You feel me? And it's like, I respect that. But the bullshit, I can't. That's a part of the game that I just don't. That ain't for everybody. Some people. I don't know too many people that, you know, be in a trip and be coming out in one piece and looking like, you know, and all that stuff. Look what it did to me. So, even though I'm still here, I'm sorry, y'all, it's a little exercise. Even if I'm still here, it's still some things, and you got a biological clock. And that biological clock, when you out in the world, a person could be wearing that person's favorite color, cologne, perfume, certain language, laughter even, food. It could be the slightest thing that will set you off. If you don't do the work, you're going to be a ticking time bomb. You're not going to be able to handle yourself in a crowd of people, even if you're at work. I've been doing the work since, about 20 years, and I continue to do my work, Lord willing, and that's that. And that's what I got for y'all right now. I'm going to finish up with this light exercise, and I got to do some pelvic tilts. That's another thing, too, I left out. You want to, this is the breathing thing here that you attach it. It works like this, you know, the hospital gives it to you. Just one of the little things. And you just inhale, and you should have where they have it measured at or whatever. As long as it's past that, you should be fine, because you don't want to run a case of pneumonia. And also get up and walk around a little bit, not a lot, but when you gotta go to the bathroom, that's one thing. Get up, walk around a little bit. You can't do too much stretching, but you can damn sure like kind of massage your legs a little bit, rock your feet back and forth. You can rock your pelvis when you lean flat, like up and down, just slightly rub your stomach, you know, put on your scarring lubrication. Keep the area clean, don't irritate it. It's still healing. The stitching, the sutures are still in place. Try not to reach over your head too much, because it can pop those stings. And baby, that's no joke. Make sure you empty your bladder and your poo-poo, you know, before you go to bed. And try not to drink so much water intake, because you'll be getting up in the middle of the night. But if for me, like I said, I've been doing the 200 milligrams once or twice a day for me, really. And it's like I said, I'm completing my second week of post-op, so I'm not as dehydrated. But when you are taking, for those of you who do need to, because there may be days where I might have to pull out an 800 that was prescribed for me, and it could happen for when the sutures or something starts healing and falling off. You know, the body is still reforming itself. So, however, but now it's been a week, just 200 milligrams for me every day, or maybe twice a day. You just got to know your body, and you got to know what to eat and how to work it. Listen to your body. And know that your stomach muscles are weak. So do not strain your stomach muscles. That will be the death of you. I mean it. Seriously. Take your time. Ice packs. Ice packs are so soothing to put over top of don't press down, just put them, place them there. It'll help. I have a massager, a body massager. I think I'm gonna lay on it. I did that. I did those massages after my second day coming home. The heated pad with the massager, not too strong, just enough, help with the gas, things like that. And I did that for a couple of days, and then that's when I was taking the perks and stuff. There will be times when you remembrance of how you party, how you be chilling and unwinding. Your body remembers those things. It's just that you don't want to play around. Don't do no alcohol. Oh Lord, do not play around doing no alcohol and crap like that. That's not the business. Do not try to. And I slipped up. I had a cigar. I slipped up. I did. I had a cigar 2 days ago, and unbeknownst, that's because I had dealt with some family issues, and it was you know what I'm saying. So, but I noticed that I have to totally heal, and the way I'm gonna really, really heal from it all is when that person is completely out of my life, and I don't wish no ill will harm. It's another process that I'm gonna have to follow through, and I don't really want to talk about it so much because I am not at live. I don't know details of it, but it is on a very much holistic approach. I would say something like freaking cleaning and stuff like that, because after a while you hear this person, you see this person, and it's like you have no likeness for this person. You really are not attracted to that person. The way you need to move, though, honestly, some people won't tell you. If you're dealing with somebody who has a mental illness and y'all have children together, and they have not done the work, you're gonna have to be careful how you move in this life, social media wise, your personal life, even in your work life, because they don't want you to have nothing. They sit, especially if they're not doing nothing with their life and they was raised up a certain way. They feel like they control your every move. You belong to them. They don't want you to have nothing. They don't care nothing about you. You can be on your deathbed. You can be dead. They won't care. It's just, and if they do act like they care, it's just an entryway just for them to start their crap and remind you of stuff, just to make it worse. Please, they ain't gonna change. And don't go bashing them. You just be glorified and happy that they not, they not changing. You know who you really messing around with. It took me 20 some odd years to learn this. Baby, you don't have to go 2 seconds or 2 days to know what I'm telling you. Just please take heed what I'm saying. You guys be safe. Peace and blessings. Thank you for all your prayers. I love you guys. Like I said, ending my 2nd week post-op. Bilateral hysterectomy. That just means I still have my ovaries, etc., etc. Take it easy. Rewind this as much as you can. Leave comments below if you need. Like and subscribe. Till the next time. Peace and blessings.